I hope I didn't mispronounce anyone's name. It's been my pleasure to be here this evening and to have been honored to get to do it on our 50th anniversary. Just meant so much, even above and beyond what it would have meant anyway. And I thank you for your patience with me tonight. And now, I'd like to introduce one more time. As we come to this final presentation, I have the honor of reintroducing someone you've seen in action all week long, working hard, presenting, leading, doing everything possible to make this convention a success. We wouldn't let this night pass without once again recognizing his tireless efforts and the steady leadership he has brought to this 50th Color Lab convention. Please join me in welcoming our chair, Ted Lizotte.
That wasn't in the script. All right. Oh, hold on. That's okay. There you go. Ted, it's time to give away a free convention registration to the 51st. How come there's always a commercial before I start something? All right. We're thrilled to already have blank attendees pre-registered. Huh? It says blank. We have 98 attendees pre-registered, and there's still time for you to join in the fun. Whether you're registering online or, let me switch again. Whether you're registering online or stopping by the home office in person, make sure to have your plans to join us. Okay. We're drawing one lucky name to win a free convention registration because what's better than being part of the best event of the year? Doing it for free. You're lucky we don't read all the other notes that are under these things. Okay. I won't make the tape joke. Okay, here we go. Trevor Day.
Wow.
For those of you not familiar, Trevor is from England. And I probably wasn't thinking about going to that one. All right, well, welcome. Congratulations, Trevor. Way to go. Before I start this, I would just like to say that first time I was asked to teach or anything was with Ken. First time I needed a kick in the butt to get my accreditation, it was Ken. And he's had me do a lot, so that was wonderful and well done, Mr. Foote. Without a joke. Okay, here we go. Good evening, everyone. May the force be with you.
And also with you.
Okay, come on, this is the second time. The congregational response is, and also with you. All right, let's try it again. Good evening, everyone. May the force be with you.
And also with you.
Okay, you got one more shot at this in Reno. Let's get it right. Well, here I am to address everyone at this milestone 50th Color Lab convention, and me with only a 49-page speech. Guess I'll soldier on anyway. Please realize that I take great pride in standing in front of you tonight for this momentous occasion, and I'm humbled by the opportunity to speak to you this evening. Ever since it was first pointed out to me that I would be officiating what would be our 50th celebration, I've been nervous. For those not in the know, I never actually sought out this position. A friend nominated me for vice chair. Yeah, you, Vernon. And not really grasping the entirety of the situation, I accepted. Sounds like a lot of club leaders you may know, right?
Yeah.
But from the moment I was elected, I've tried to become a student of this organization, digging into a lot of what's it's been through to get to this moment in time. I've read a lot, watched a lot of video, talked to a bunch of people, and made Teresa do her best Indiana Jones impersonation to dig up all kinds of facts for me. It's fascinating stuff, really, and I'm better for the knowledge. So the big question I kept asking myself is, what to talk about tonight? This is a landmark anniversary celebration, and it calls for a thought-provoking speech. I mean, no pressure, right? Well, I thought about spending some time discussing some of what I might think we'll hear tomorrow at the annual membership meeting. Like concerns about call families, though they have been in existence both pre and post Call Lab with no fundamental push to change it until now. Concerns about which particular calls are on the list, because many seem to have the list that everyone should be using. That would solve everything. And for some reason have kept it a secret until now. Concerns that in some way this organization is supposed to survey every caller, member or non-member, and dancer of this activity on the planet to determine the course of action. Concerns that we should stay the course and analyze and evaluate how things are going, ignoring the past 50 years to this point. Or my concern that people keep making the focus of the proposal about the list instead of about our new callers. If we don't build a new unified base of dancers, all new callers will continue to have to learn and teach the current 70-call mainstream program, or in some cases, the 95-call plus program, just to get your foot in the door. Or somehow stand up here and have a rebuttal for every person that has time to continue to yell into the social media void over and over and over again, in an attempt to get some kind of dopamine validation from both Call Lab and non-Call Lab members alike. But I decided I wasn't going to do that. Instead, I thought I'd start with a cute little piece of information, as that's a lot more calming and fun. So let's try this. Did you know that there is an unwritten rule for adjectives in the English language? Some of you may have seen this. It's never really taught. It's just something we all seem to understand. No one really knows why, but if adjectives aren't put together in a certain order, things sound funny. That order, in case you're curious, is opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, purpose, and noun. So for example, you could have a lovely little old rectangular green French silver carving knife. But if you mess with that order, you sound a little off. Similarly, size comes before color. For example, we wouldn't say these tables have black, large tablecloths. You'd say they are covered with large, black tablecloths. Sounds better. I don't know why, it just does. My point being that sometimes things have to be in a certain order. Consciously or unconsciously, it's just the way it is. Take square dancing. No kidding, right? We can get back to that. Not the act of calling, which proves this out easily, but the activity as a whole. At some point, the activity had to become big enough that the need for something different had to occur. In this case, the standardization of the calls, definitions, and so forth. If square dancing was only happening in small pockets, nobody would care. It had to grow big enough to warrant a change. This happens around us all the time. Obviously, sports come to mind. In my lifetime, snowboarding started small. Now it's an Olympic sport. Pickleball is one of the most recent sports I can think of. And don't forget other recreational things. Video games like Fortnite and others have world competitions. For those of you with gray hair, that's a shoot. When something gets large enough, it warrants structure. And to do that, there has to be people in place to get that done. Because just knowing it needs to change is great. But nothing happens without those individuals with the desire and the will to see it through. And then once a vision is in place, that structure needs people to support it and maintain it or it falls apart. The rules need to be reviewed and updated with the times. For example, contrast the rules and standards of American baseball from today to 1975. I'm sure a lot is the same, but I'm also sure that there are substantial differences. Times change, and to stay relevant, the structure needs to change as well. For changes of this magnitude, there is usually a governing body of some sort in place. However, square dancing, though similar in some regards, is oh so wonderfully different. Like some of my other examples, when square dancing's popularity exploded across the country, a need for standardization arose. We all know that. That led to discussions as how to accomplish that, which grew into a vision. Then people began to work together to implement that, sitting together celebrating all the work that brought us to this place in time. But then things change a little bit in the test every time we take the stage. I think that's enough, don't you? Color Lab began with a group of entrepreneurs that felt that together they could be greater than the sum of their parts. That synergy could happen if we somehow all found common ground. And together they created something that the entire activity around the planet participates in voluntarily. It's mind-blowing if you really step back and think about it. If you, as an individual, choose to go and do your own thing, no one is going to come knocking at your door and take away your microphone. Not saying they shouldn't, just saying they won't. But all of us are here because we too subscribe to that original ideal. The fact that we can teach someone to dance and then have them travel halfway around the world and utilize those skills for enjoyment is heartwarming. The byproduct of our teaching people to dance is that we help them to build long-lasting and in some cases, lifelong friendships. If that doesn't instill a sense of pride in you, I'm not sure what would. Why am I reminding you of all this incredible benefit that I think sometimes we take for granted? Anybody want to guess? Well, tomorrow, we will not all see eye to eye. We will not all agree on the direction that is selected. Make no mistake, I am just as concerned if this resolution passes as if it fails. Moving forward together will be challenging and different, but staying put hasn't done us any favors for 40 years. Whatever the outcome, I hope you keep in mind everything we've achieved together. This whole thing works because we all believe in our hearts that working together enriches all of our lives for the better. I know I will continue to embrace the idea and the vision that makes our activity what I've come to love, and I hope you do as well. Like last time, let me leave you with one thing. Matt, stay with me. Osgood, Mayo, Flippo, Story, Doherty, Mariner, Miller, Sheffy, and if you'll allow me one, Cody. There is an idea that a person passes twice. Once when their physical body is gone, and again when they are no longer remembered or spoken of. I've just given you a few of my memories, and I've given them a little extension, if you will. And I'd like to grant a few more. If you would be so kind as to close your eyes, bow your heads, and for the next 10 seconds, think and maybe speak a few names we wish could be in the room with us tonight, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Feels a little more crowded in here, doesn't it? There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years of anything needs to be celebrated. We need to remember that those that have come before us and helped us get here. We need to take time to acknowledge what we have achieved, why it's important to maintain. And we need to help prepare those to carry the torch after us for when the burden becomes too much to carry on. Take a good look around the room. Friends are the family you choose. Thank you for choosing to join us here to celebrate this family. And here's to another 50 years.